right, I love this little piece, and it's like a little canister type thing. So I think I'm gonna grab this.
It took me a while to decide what to do with this canister, so I'm gonna start off by painting the entire piece with Waverly white chalk paint. Next, I'm going to be using some of this nautical rope from Dollar Tree. You can pick it up at most Dollar Trees. I'm gonna start by taking the nautical rope, and I'm gonna start at the bottom, adding some hot glue, and I'm gonna be twisting it around the edges. I'm gonna add about 2 pieces all the way up. Next, I'm going to take that same nautical rope and I'm going to untwist it. It comes with 3 strands that are twisted together. So I'm going to try to remove one of the smaller strands, and then I'm gonna start hot gluing a smaller strand up just to kind of give it a variation in the look of it. In one of my previous videos, I used the same grass that I have outside. This is what the grass looks like in the winter, and I'm gonna be using that to fill up my container.
All right, so I'm over in the chair section, and I found this antique chair, but it's got like this really cool side to it, and I just think I need to get this.
This chair really needed to be updated. It had a lot of water damage and stains, so I came in with my orbital sander, and I'm just going to take it down so it's nice, clean, and ready to be resanded. After I was done with the orbital sander, I came in and used just a hand sander to get in the spindles where I wasn't able to get them completely, as well as like in between the spindles. I'm gonna be using this early American stain for this project. I picked it up at Home Depot, and I'm just going to wipe on one coat. As I put the coats on, I'm going to immediately pull it off with a rag. I don't want the stain to be on there too long at all. And I'm gonna stain the entire piece. So after I stained everything, I realized that the piece just looked a little too perfect, so I decided to come back in with my orbital sander and pull off some of the stain to give it a more distressed look. So it's kind of a stain distressing look. In the end, I think this chair and the vase look so great together in my hallway.
So here is some of the glassware at the thrift store. What really stood out to me was this piece right here. It's $2 and it has this really cute lid. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that up and do a DIY with it.
This next project is really simple. You could probably do it with anything that you already have at your home. I'm gonna start by just cleaning the jar off, and then I'm gonna create a fun tassel. I'm gonna use this Dollar Tree yarn that I already had on hand, and I'm gonna cut off a long piece that's going to fit around the top of my jar. Then I grabbed just a piece of cardboard that I had that was about 4 inches long, and I started wrapping my tassel around till I wrapped it around about 40 times, I think. Next, I'm going to cut off the bottom, and I'm going to take some clear hair ties and I'm going to wrap them around, holding in that longer piece that I had to put on my jar. And this is just going to hold everything in place. Then I'm gonna take an additional piece of green yarn on the back, and I'm just going to wrap it around. Now this varies depending on the project that I'm doing. Sometimes I wrap it around a couple, sometimes I go like 10 or 10 times. So it just kind of depends on the look that you're going for your tassel. Then hot glue it to the back, cut off the excess. I like to trim it down so the ends of the tassels are as even as possible. I was imagining this in my bathroom. I thought it would be great sitting out with cotton balls.
All right, so I'm over looking at the picture frames. I like this one. I like the size of it. It's $8. The frame could definitely use painting. The thing that I really like about it is the size, and then it also has a nice mat that I can use. The white mat is in good shape, and I have an idea for it. So now that I have the frame, I want to find a piece of fabric that is interesting that I can put in my frame. So I'm at Savers right now. They have a ton of different fabrics to choose from. So I'll see if I can find anything. I think I found the perfect piece of fabric for a frame. It's white and yellow. I could always dye it to a different color, and it's $2.99.
My first step was to remove all the components of this massive frame. I thought I got a great deal on it for $8. So I'm taking off the backing, and then I'm also going to take out the picture as well as the glass. Next, I'm going to be painting my frame. Now I started with a color called Mineral. I actually painted 2 coats with this, and in the end, I felt like it was too gray for what I was going for. And I actually went back and repainted this with a color called Fawn. That happens sometimes. Sometimes I paint it and it's just not the right color, but I was really glad that I went back and, made the change. Next, I'm going to be using some craft paper that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put this down as a barrier for my piece. And I'm going to cut off any excess. I'm just gluing this directly to the previous picture that was on there. The reason I'm using the craft paper is because the fabric I'm using is see-through. I decided to stick with the color of it. Yellow is really in right now, so I wanted to use that same color. So I'm just going to be using painter's tape to wrap it around the edge. The hard part here was just trying to make sure that I got it as even as possible. I'm gonna put all of the components back in, making sure it's really clean before I lay it down. Next, I'm gonna add in my mat, and then I'm gonna add in the backing. Here you can see I went back in with that fawn color. This is just more of a brown color, and it actually is kind of a taupe color. And I thought it played really nicely with the brown in the background of that craft paper. I ended up adding a little bit of brown to deepen the color a little bit, but that's what I love to do. I love mixing colors until I have what I'm going for. I put everything back in once again, but really it was totally worth it. And in the end, this turned out so nice. This project cost me under $15, and I think it looks awesome. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.